Hi, I read Epic Illustrated Magazine. It's a Marvel magazine published in summer 1980. This is the second issue, and it's a visual odyssey of adult fantasy and science fiction. So the first thing I read was the how do you say Almuric?
Yeah, Almuric. Yeah.
Almuric. It's the adaptation of a novel by Robert E. Howard. It's written by Roy Thomas, and the art is by Tim Conrad. And looking at this cover, I feel like it's a really good overall picture of what it's about because it covers all different parts in the story. So I think that's pretty cool. And this starts with what's his name? Esu. And he is in the beginning he's running from someone.
Police.
He's running from the police, and then it goes into talks about his backstory about how he had a football career and then he got hurt, and so he ended that, and then he had a wrestling career and then he hurt someone else and it was almost fatal, so he no longer was able to do that. And then he was talking to the boss, and he was pawning him off and trying to use him to make money, and he was like, "Oh, you'll just go to jail for a few years, it'll be fine." So then Esu was like, "No way, I'm not going to do that." So then the boss pulls out a gun, and then Esu kills him, and now he is an even bigger runaway, and he's trying to escape, and he's trying to find anywhere else to go so that the cops don't kill him. So then he goes into the scientists. He was a scientist?
Yeah, scientist.
He goes into the scientist place, and he's like, "I need an honorable death. Anything would be better than this." So then they teleport him into... He didn't really know where he was going. It was either the universe or one of the planets. So then he gets teleported to a random planet. And I really like this artwork here. I feel like it's really pretty, where it's the guy in the solar system. I think that's really cool artwork. And then I really like how when he gets teleported to the planet, it goes from black and white on Earth to color. I feel like that's a cool detail that they added. And this is a really cool image. It's like a dystopian universe. So now he is on this random planet, and he's talking about... I thought it was really cool how he talked about, he felt fear for the first time, and they went into detail about how that felt. So I really liked that. And then he finds the creatures that are living on this planet. And at first he thought it was a human, and then he saw who they were, and the creature asks if he's a man or a woman, and then Esu kills him because he was he just punches him. He doesn't kill him, but because I guess he was offended. So it's definitely a confident, cocky character, but I guess he can be interesting. And then it skips over to the end. So about this magazine as a whole, I really like it. I feel like if I just picked this magazine up and flipped through, there's a lot of bright colors that would really interest you. And I like how this magazine is focusing more on fantasy and science fiction stories while having interviews instead of news magazines nowadays. I really like this picture. I think the colors are really pretty. But the illustration in this magazine is really good. And this is I think this is one of the articles.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. This is it has a lot of different things in this magazine that would really make me want to read it. I feel like whenever I'm looking for magazines in the airport, I'm looking for diverse ones, especially nowadays with people and their attention spans are so short. Yeah, another black and white one, but I feel like even though it's black and white, the illustration is still cool, and it's I still feel like I would be interested in that. And then it's a lot more of that, a lot more of the the bright colors. I really like this page. This really catches your attention, especially all the different like boxes with different. I like the contrast in the pages. And then I read the rest of the first story that I was reading right here. So it jumps around a little in the fight scenes, but he's fighting the creature, and then like I think it's some sort of animal. He said it was like he said leopard. It was a leopard that like attacked the monster, and then he was like, something deep within me responded to my attacker's now pitiful cries, and then he felt bad for it, even though he had just punched it in the face. And he like killed the leopard, so he's kind of like bipolar and doesn't really know what he wants. So I thought that was like funny, a funny thing to add. But then they come with a gun and they shoot him, but he doesn't die. I don't know how, but he doesn't die. And then they capture him in their like lair, and then he talks about how he was really surprised that these creatures could like create something like so like huge. It was like sort of like a city that they built, and he was like kind of impressed. So I feel like his opinions change a lot and are a little hard to follow, but he has like some little sentimental moments that I like, kind of humanizing him. And then he wakes up and this girl shows up, and then the creatures are there with the girl, and they like hit the girl and push her to the side, and he gets really mad at that, so he like breaks free as the creatures are like saying that they're gonna rip his flesh off. So then he's like, let's see how you fight a man. Like he's trying to like show them how it's done, and then he starts beating them up, and then they capture him again. So then he's there, and they're like, he's gonna bleed out, and he's like, trust me, I'll kill you, that's a promise, even though he's like tied up on the ground in front of them. And that was the end of it. So I feel like the ending was like, it was kind of like funny, but also like it made me want to like read more because I want to know what's happening, because I feel like they wouldn't kill the main character, but also like I want to know what would happen. So yeah, I kind of liked the story. I thought it was fun. Oh, this is really pretty. This is just an end. But yeah, I feel like this is a magazine that if I were looking for a magazine, I would definitely pick this one up, because I feel like there's a lot of good stories and a lot of interesting stuff that I would definitely read about. And I like how they added interviews. Okay, is that it? Thank you.